Don't you just love that song? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Slapendipity, Hobos of Happy Slappy Town, episode 80. My name is Devon, but you can call me Gibby, and I am here with Eric, who you can call Eric.
Hello. I like that song too. Also, it's 80.
It's 80, yeah. 80.
Not 80.
What's the difference?
That's not a
What's the
number.
difference? Tell me the difference right now.
If
Explain.
you're like, this is episode 08, you could be like, that's number 8.
Mm-hmm.
But 80, that could be anything. You could add another 0 and an 8, and you'd get, like, boobs. And a 5. And that on the calculator, you know?
If someone said your name is ERIC, would you say that's wrong?
Yes.
That's the level of pedantic we're going with?
Yeah. Well, that's not like...
On the phone, you've never
That's how you
talking to a
spell the
doctor.
name. That's
talking
not
on the phone.
that-
What's your name?
Yeah.
My name is Eric. ERIC
Yeah.
Eric. Is your name ERIC
that's
Eric,
too-
or is your name both of those things? Because they're just different denotations of the same thing.
No. One is the confirmation of the pronunciation and the spelling to refer to someone as that is to, like, that's not a name.
Oh my God.
That's
80 sounds a lot...
It's just sounds!
80 sounds a lot like 18. And so if you want to specify episode 80, episode 80.
What do you think? If I called you Devon, you'd be like, yep, that's me.
Yo, DVON, come over here, yo.
Yo,
ERIC.
get over here, Devon.
Hello, everyone. It's my name Gibby. I'm here with ERIC. And we're going to talk about some hobo stuff.
Wow. You know, one of the things about being a hobo.
Let it rip.
So, sometimes you want to find love and maybe, in whatever shape and form that takes, and you become desperate enough that you use dating apps, and you're like, I shouldn't, but I will. And it doesn't work for a long time, because why would it? They're incentivized for you to not find love so that you become desperate enough to pay for it. And, that's their payment system. And so you just go about your life, right? And you go, you shop for groceries, you go maybe out to eat for, lunch or dinner, maybe you shop for whatever miscellaneous items that you might need in your day-to-day life. And you look at a person, and you're like, huh. Weird. And that's it. You don't know them.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You think you know them, but you don't. And you just walk away. And a few days later, you get a message on that dating app from that person, but enough time has passed that you don't remember them. And now it's just a thing. Now I'm like, what even is any of it?
So you're saying that you've seen someone's face repeated on a dating app, and then in your real life you ran into that person, and then they message you on the dating app.
I haven't even seen them on the dating app. I looked at someone in public, and I just kind of, I don't know, I guess that I thought they looked like someone I knew, or maybe they just looked interesting to me. I don't know what it was, but I just kind of studied them a little bit longer than I would a normal stranger. Yeah, that's people watching. You study people.
Sure.
And then, and that was it. And a few days later, I get a message from someone going, hey, you look familiar. I swear I, know you from somewhere. And you look at them and you're like, you're the person from when I was doing errands. I have no idea where, when, but, I know I know you from, like, I know you as a stranger because I bothered to spend an extra 3 seconds looking at your face. And now we are no longer strangers, and we have this new weird relationship of we're not strangers and we're not much more than that. But, like, it's so weird. Do you get what I'm saying?
I don't think I've understood a single word you've said so far.
Okay. I think the closest thing I can think of would be, like, if you ever had a dream and you're like, you wake up, you have a dream that you're, like, gonna take a test, or, like, you have a dream that an event will happen in your life, right? And then you go about your day and and then that event from your dream happens, and it's like, it's not deja vu. At best, it's like a prophecy or a vision. But it's just this weird little, like, oh, these two things that were supposed to be unconnected are like mingling.
So I said, no,
Like
Eric, I've never experienced this. And your follow-up is, okay, so you know when you have those prophetic dreams and then they happen in real life?
Listen, I'm not saying it has to be a full, but you've never had a dream about, like, I don't know, going to the dentist, and then you're like, oh, I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. That's so weird. Or, like, I don't know, or, like, I think it would be more common in, like, high school or school in general, college maybe, of, like, you gotta study for the test, and then you, like, panic dream about it, and then you wake up and you have to take the test for real.
Okay, yes. I've dreamt that, like, I'm at school and I go through part of the school day and then I wake up to my alarm to go to school. It's like a little stress dream.
Yeah.
But not... I don't know, maybe I can just let you finish what you're saying, but so far I cannot say that I understand or can relate.
Well, that's kind of it, which is the unfortunate part. So... I don't want to repeat. I get annoyed when a lot of repeating occurs personally, so I think sometimes other people do. But just for clarification, I'll go through it once more. I looked at a stranger in a public setting. Nothing came of it. Didn't know each other. A few days later, that person messages me of, like, don't I know you from you look familiar, I know you from somewhere. And I see them, and I'm like, I do know you from somewhere. I agree with your assessment because I recognize you, but I don't know how or why.
Let me.
But I know I know.
Let me clarify.
You.
I understand the point of the story. I don't understand the feeling you're expressing or the experience.
Because then it went. Well, so I think that's just a wild experience. I mean, I get the world is kind of small sometimes, It's like, how often do you meet someone from online? Like, you have your internet friends and you have your, like, IRL friends or whatever. And so rarely do they cross over.
My brother...
And this is, like, the opposite of that.
My brother was in South Carolina for a wedding.
Okay.
And he's with the wedding party, and they all go out to a bar, and so him and his girlfriend, who met in college, they're there for their college friend's wedding. And no one in this scenario was lived in South Carolina, right? So he goes to the bar with the wedding party, and sitting at the bar is a girl he went to high school with, who just lives in that town now and was at the bar that day.
Crazy.
So him and this other person went from living where we live in Happy Slappy Town all the way down to South Carolina, unrelated to the reason the other person was there, and ran into each other.
Yeah. Kind of like that, I guess. And it's crazy.
It's just serendipity.
I suppose. It's whack.
What happened?
Whack, guys.
What happened with the girl?
Not much. It's this is hot off the presses. So we spent a little bit of time being like, where do I know you from? And then guessing where we know each other from, and just kind of settling that we can't remember where exactly.
Send me a picture out of the show. Send me. I want to see this person.
Nah, I highly doubt you would.
Oh, so you don't know how you don't know how you know them, but you know that I don't. Tisk tisk.
Yes, because they're a stranger to me. I know they're a stranger. But they're not like... They're not like someone we went to school with in any capacity.
Do you not fathom that I can know people that you don't know? Tisk tisk.
It's impossible, actually, yes.
I've never seen this person in my entire life.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But hey, you know what? I think it makes for an okay thing if you're on a dating app of being like, hey, I think I saw you around town or something. And then and even if it's a lie, you now just have an in with this person about like, where did I see you? I don't know if I saw you. Did I see you? Maybe I did. And now you have a little mystery together. I think it's kind of fun.
Well, let us know how it turns out. Let us know if it works.
Gosh, we'll see. We'll see.
Do you have any other interesting maybe dating stuff? Ooh,
well, no.
Yes, you do, silly.
No, I don't want to get people's hopes up. Nothing.
Oh my God, we're going speed dating.
Unless
we're going soon.
Leave a comment if you
want to date
find
Eric.
The speed dating episodes the best episodes. Whoa, or Devon, Mr. Gibino.
Oh yeah, all the FNAF fans are lining up for that.
You joke, but I think if you made like a poll or like a survey of like Gibby is looking to date, fill out this and he will message you if you pass. I think you'd be have people lining out the door.
What an interesting thought that I will not be testing. Maybe if I get more desperate. Or maybe, like, I'm always like, what if there is someone in the comment, not like the comments, but like the chats for like the live streams? Like, what if there is someone wonderful in there, and I will never know, because I would not date a fan.
Yeah. Well, and you could say that to life, just like you're walking the busy streets of some city or even your hometown, and you're like, oh, you just walk by a random stranger, and it's like, could that person be a friend, an enemy? Who knows? They're just a stranger. And you'll never know until time passes.
You'll never know until they message you on Tinder and they're like, I think I recognized you from the bus.
Whoa. I have standards.
You don't use Tinder?
I don't.
Is that the standard?
I don't,
okay.
But I don't have standards.
Oh.
I'm trying to act like Tinder's not any better or worse than the rest of them. It's all the same. They're all owned by one giant mega company to make people feel bad.
And to make money.
But which one is their first priority?
The money.
I don't know. Maybe they're intrinsically tied. In this context.
Maybe if they also...
Well, in order for them to make money, they have to make people feel bad. People can't find... Your user base can't find love because then you can't have money. So,
I mean,
in order to make money, they must make people feel bad. That's my hot
Okay.
take.
Do you think if we lived in a world
Sometimes.
with like an advanced algorithm that was like,
No.
okay,
Wait, keep going.
an advanced algorithm that could tell your perfect soulmate. So like you turn 21 and everyone's like,
Oh.
here is the person that you should be with. And it's just like objective, right? It knows everything about you, knows everything about the other person. It even takes into account stuff like, oh, well, you're not willing to move far away, so it's not going to be like, well, Eric's number 1 match is in Kansas, but he would never actually be with her, so I'm going to pick his number 3 match who does live close to him, right? Like, it would know those sort of things.
Okay.
And then it would tell the people. Do you think that would make society better or worse?
I don't know if it would make society better or worse.
Everyone gets paired up. Perfect match.
Well, but it's also not.
The prompt is that it's perfect.
Well, yeah, but if it's like, oh, he doesn't want to move far away, so I'm picking number 3 instead of number 1.
So without the algorithm, you would never have met number 1 or 2 anyway, and probably wouldn't have picked 3.
Oh, it gives you multiple people, not just one?
No. It just gives you the one. I'm just saying that the perfect person for you is in Kansas. Without this algorithm, you were never going to meet them. So why does it matter that it chose the number?
Well, I'm not going to meet them. Yeah, I guess that's true. But until you're, to an extent, unless you're prompted with a situation, you don't know how you'll act. You know, if maybe I would move to Kansas or this third location to, you know, make it work. But would that be better for... I don't know. Because, like, yeah, everyone in theory gets matched up, but then I guess part of the prompt of this is, like, it works.
Yeah, so the prompt would be it works. You could obviously say, like... Yeah, like, the downsides to this would be something to the effect of, if you know that the person you're with is your perfect person, and it's not a perfect relationship, then that could sort of lead to, like a depression or a disappointment. It's like, oh, this is it. This is what I, like, deserve. This is what the algorithm says that I'm for. Because, like, relationships are hard, and nobody's perfect. And so if you get someone who's quote-unquote perfect for you, but they're not the most, you know, coolest person ever, you know, someone, you know, 21, Travis Kelce gets a little alert on his phone, and is like, you're going to marry Taylor Swift. He's like, oh my God. Versus, you know, that could have been anyone. Everyone on their 21st birthday is going to wake up and be like, I hope I get to marry Taylor Swift. And then it's like, oh, I'm marrying Kimberly from New Mexico.
From middle school?
Like, ooh, what?
Okay.
And then you look at a picture of her, and she's like, she's like taller than you expected or something, and you're like, oh well.
Sure. Well, who doesn't?
I guess that, you know, I'd rather someone be slightly shorter, but I guess all the people who are shorter have different personality traits that I care about more than being short. So I guess I'm stuck with this person. Like, you'd have that sort of attitude of like, but what if the program is wrong? Or you're dating someone when you're 21 and you turn 21 and it's someone else's name, and you're like, well, this relationship is doomed. Yes, we could have been happy if we didn't know. It just wouldn't have been perfect.
But that's so heartbreaking.
I think another aspect would be to prevent that. People just would not date. Like you're 17
until you hit.
Yeah, you're like, well, either I'm going to marry this person anyway, or I'm not going to. So I might as well just not date them.
Or any relationship you enter is like, okay, we're both gonna, we agree to break up when we're 20 or something. So that there's no hard feelings.
Yeah, and then of course, like, there's 100% going to be people that do not have matches.
Oh, that's brutal.
No, but
this is
like there's monsters. There's horrible human beings who can't be in a healthy relationship, who would not have a match.
Right.
And so, I would say, if anything, you know, it's like people have dated horrible people, abusive relationships. And so
Right.
now those people would not have been in those abusive relationships because the abuser would turn on their phone and be like, you don't get to be with anybody.
Does the AI reevaluate, like, let's say you're a horrible person and then you like you turn 21, don't get a match with anyone, and you're like, whoa, this really is messing with me. I'm going to work on myself to become a better person. And they put in the work and they do become better. Does it, like, on your 25th birthday, or, whatever time frame, however long it takes for that person to better themselves, does the AI go, okay, here's a match?
So, like, you also have to account for people dying, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so if you get, like, your match, but then, like, they die or whatever. So it's like, okay, so there has to be, like, not backups, but it's like, okay, not everyone, when they're 21, has their match out there and able to, be selected. So I would say probably every year it would update. So then on your 22nd birthday, it's like, oh, and here's the next one.
This is crazy. I don't know.
Like,
it's so
I
weird.
I didn't think about this question before we started talking. So now, I'm going through okay, what happens to psychopaths? What happens to, murderers? What happens if your significant other dies? What happens with, what happens if you just don't have a, I don't know. How would people respond?
Sure.
People be like, this is great, the algorithm's working, everyone's so happy. And then there'd be, like, algorithm truthers out there who are like, no, we only feel happy. The robots are actually breeding us into, like, like infertility or something, so the robots can take over. There'd be, like, truthers out there.
Yeah.
Like, it only looks good on the surface, Soylent Green is people, no!
The AI is based in a computer, and it needs us to make people so that there will always be people to take care of it.
But there's going to be an ideal amount of people in the world to prolong its existence. Because we're like, there's no such thing as too many people, because having people is the point of living. Whereas it would be like, well, if there's too many people, then like global warming or something,
resource scarcity and all that.
Yeah.
And then it would become, yeah. This is crazy. To tone down the, like, dystopia aspect of it, one of the things I want to touch on about it is, like, when you were like, oh, this person is, like, was perfect for me, suggested by the AI, but the relationship's not perfect kinds of thing, is, like, what... I guess it would be interesting, like, what does the AI, like, use? But then so one of the, and feel however you want to feel, I'm indifferent, basically. One of the arguments for polyamory is that, like, no one person can be every single thing that you want them to be. So that, it then... That's, maybe why you join up in polyamory, so that you can have multiple partners to provide different things that you want from life. And you can just have friends.
Yes,
and that
you can have friends and loved ones and coworkers and people to fulfill those things. Or look inward in yourself to fulfill those things, because there's never, ever, ever a reason for polyamory. Polyamory is evil.
It's not evil. And so then the question is, like, are people, and I guess this would just be a people question, like, okay, sure, maybe the AI tells you this is, like, your perfect match, but, like, perfect in what way? Perfect in every way? Or in this one or two traits that you care about the most? And then you have to acknowledge that, okay, I have to look to my friend, my other support systems to provide these other things that would be important for my life. And then then you would need the awareness for all of that.
So like when you're talking about, like, the dating apps, right? So some of them can be like, sure, here's your perfect match. You have a 99% match with this person or whatever. So it would basically be that premise, but it knows even more about you, and it knows everything about everyone.
Yeah. I think not only would there be AI truthers, I think there would be like revolutionaries trying to like destroy it or something. Or like feed it false information.
Interesting.
Wouldn't that be funny? Because imagine like you're like 18, 19, 20, and you're like, you've been told your entire life, like, there's a magical robot in the sky, and he's gonna know everything about you, and then he's gonna know everything about everyone else, and then say you two people should get together for the sake of your own happiness and health. And I think certain people would be like, that's creepy. No, I'm gonna live as much as a false life, or like somehow deliver false information so that it's not applicable, or to like try and get one over on it.
But what if it then knows that you're tricking it?
Exactly. And then it uses that as a data point for other people that are doing the same thing. Oh no.
What would be interesting? What if, so let's say it can identify abusers and just like terrible people. What if it's like, okay, those people, it makes a moral judgment. The ideal scenario would be to get those people out of the dating pool, right? Like they just don't deserve to be with anyone. So what if it's like, not only should we get those people out of the dating pool so they don't hurt anyone, what if we should punish them? What if what we should actually do is pair the two worst people in the world? Well, we're going to pair the worst person in the world with the second worst person in the world, so they torture each other.
Okay. So, on the one hand, I guess that could work. On the other hand, my brain went to like a sketch of like two murderers trying to kill each other and being like, hey, wait a minute, I know this smell. This is the signature smell of the pine cone killer. Hey, I love your work. So that's what my brain went to. If they would just become, you would just pair killers together, and they would go on killings together.
Well, not even killers, just like or just like, you know, extremely toxic, selfish people, gaslighters, etc. So it's not just that you're not pairing them with people to protect people, but we're going to go out of our way to pair them with other people so that they get punished for being the way they are.
Is punishment the solution we should seek, or perhaps rehabilitation?
You can't rehabilitate certain behaviors.
Maybe. I would like to believe that everyone could be, you know, there's a kernel of goodness. But perhaps that is a little naive or fanciful or idealistic.
There's some people who just literally don't have emotions.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, what? That's what like a psychopath is. I'm not saying that all people with psychopathy are like monsters, but like it's literally there are people who cannot feel empathy, and so what tends to happen, or what can happen,
empathy is not all.
What can happen with those people is they just use other people. They use them for an end.
Sure. See, I wish I was a more learned person, or just had a better memory, because I swear I remember hearing something that like psychopathy, whatever, was just like made up, but I can't. No. I there's nothing to it. Oh well. I want to. I should just buy a DSM of psychology and just have that on hand.
I'm sure you can Google it.
Oh, and get the AI answer? Gee, thanks. And then
my
get a
God.
sponsored answer from a company paying them to be the top result? Gee, thanks. I'll use Bing.
Oh yeah, that'll be much better.
The Amazing Spider-Man finally paid off.
The Amazing Spider-Man finally paid off. I don't understand.
In The Amazing Spider-Man, I forget if it was both movies or just one, but they used Bing.
Oh
And they,
my God.
made a point of... They, like Peter was researching something did my parents die? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And on Bing and the top results, and then cutting to another scene of how to incarcerate people? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And it's all Bing.
That's such a funny sponsorship.
It's hilarious. Yeah. I think they even are like, oh, I'll Bing it.
That can't be real. I disagree.
Which,
I haven't seen that movie since it came out.
That part might be made up.
I'm binging it. I'm binging it.
But I think it did.
Good Lord.
It just does not have the same ring. I'm gonna Bing it. It doesn't sound right. So would you partner up with the person that the AI overlord told you to?
So, let's say that we were voting to implement this system or not. I would definitely vote against it, simply because I would not feel like it would be good for society, but it would definitely be good for me.
Damn.
So, I'm like, listen, can we just turn it on for 5 minutes? Just turn it right back off again. No, I would be against it existing, but once it exists, it's I wouldn't not use it. Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would think of all the data that gets collected already and is used against you, and now it's fed into this AI for love or whatever. But I'm sure there's gotta be nefarious things around it. Maybe the AI isn't nefarious, but then if it gets I don't know, taken control of by a third party, and then they have access to Gibby, I now have all of Gibby's information because this AI had all of his information to get the best match results. So that would not be great.
Would you use it?
I think I would do the same thing. I would vote against it because I don't need an AI overlord like that. But if it exists and it's if I don't have a choice that it's doing these things, if it's just I wake up and I get a text, then there's no harm in meeting the person and being so you got set up with AI overlord too, huh? What's that like?
So, do you see this as being very different than the dating apps that we currently have?
Yeah. Yes and no. I mean, I guess to a certain extent it's the same thing, just implemented on a bigger scale. And it sounds like there's a forceful participation. But I do think, if you get a text message that says, this is your soulmate, I think a lot of people are going to be well, I'm at least going to talk to them. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine there would be, there would be that many people that are well, actually, I'm not going to meet this person.
I think the apprehension would be to even rely on it at all. It reminds me of the whole, if someone could tell you the exact day and time you were going to die, would you look?
Uh, uh, that's awful.
But, like, the question
Would you?
isn't, it's like, once you see it, like, that's
It
it.
completely
So it's
alters
like,
it.
oh, I might as well look. I might as well have a conversation with them. Well, at that point, you're like the machine already knows that they're the perfect person for you, so they already know that you will end up dating them. So the options are don't even look, or you marry them.
So like it like even if you don't look at what the AI sends you throughout the course of the two of your lives, you will just end up together anyway.
No, 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 no. I'm saying that if you don't look, then your destiny is your own. If you do look, you're just biologically wired to be like, well, I looked, I know their name. So, like, what's the harm in meeting them? And you meet them, you're like, oh, they are pretty cool. What's the harm in dating them for a little while? You know what? This has been the greatest relationship ever. What's the harm in marrying this? So, like, once you see their name, it's basically predetermined that you're going to do what the algorithm wants you to do.
I see. I see. Yeah, maybe so. But I think that is also the case. That's what people do already. Of like, kind of, not with AI per se, but like, you start dating someone and they're pretty good, and you start living together, and now it's been a few years, and you're like, I'm comfortable, and this person and I are, have this relationship that we like, and it's, mutually beneficial, and yeah, time to get married, I guess. And I mean, there's more love in it, and I'm kind of saying it plainly.
Yeah, I sometimes get worried that I will basically just settle for whoever the next person I date is. Like, if the next person I'm with is as good as my first two relationships, I would just be like, well, I'm the age to get married, so this is going to be the person, just because.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm worried that I will simply do that.
I think there's an important question of standards, right? Like, because what I forget what it is, which I feel like is my new like count for this episode. But like, if you have high standards and you don't need anyone, then surely that is better than having low standards and just taking whoever will come your way because of, all the hurt. And, people can do whatever they want. But, like, if your thing is, like, this is where I'm at and I'm not going to lower them because I want a quality person who is not going to hurt me, and, we work on the same wavelength and all that stuff. And then you never meet anyone, then, like, it is in, the piece you have to make is that, like, I will be content with myself and accept that if I don't have anyone, that means I am better off by myself, because now, no one's showing up to the degree that I want. And that's the risk you take. But if you date someone and they hit all of your standards and you like them, then, why not? Go for it. I think one of the things about dating apps is people getting like, oh, but what if there's someone
Blinded
better?
by choices,
And then
yeah.
And you start dating someone, what if someone's better, break up, and you just repeat that, and it's like at a certain point, you just have to accept that you just commit to a person.
Yeah, that idea is genuinely scary, that there might be someone out there who's been, like, on dating apps for so long that when they enter into a relationship, they, like, don't even bother deleting it, or they still check it every once in a while. Like, that's not just like, oh, they're likely to leave, or, oh, they're emotionally cheating. That would be a symptom of the fact that they could never possibly be happy because they would have just the personality that doesn't let them accept what they have, which I don't think would have been possible before the dating apps. So what I'm saying is the dating apps are probably as bad as, like, a real addiction for some people. And that's actually kind of scary.
Maybe. Technology is moving crazy fast, and we are not stopping to study it in depth. Hooray! Yeah.
We don't even know how, like, the Twitter or the YouTube algorithms work. Like, forget generative AI. We don't know how the algorithms that do everything for us even work. And I don't just mean us. I mean, like, the companies that make them don't know how they work.
What?
YouTube has no idea how the YouTube algorithm works. It doesn't know why it suggests you a certain video.
They've said that?
Yeah. They can set the
No.
parameters. They can say, oh, it's based on watch time, and it's based on other things that people who click on what you click on have clicked on. But they could not predict. You can't look at the code to tell what the next video that will be recommended to me is. The same way that the people who made, like, ChatGPT cannot predict what will come out of it.
Right. And, like, this is why, personally, I think we're okay with where we are in some... If technology stopped here, I'd be okay with that. I would be like, we had a good run, and maybe not even a full stop, but maybe we're just at a stop sign, and we're looking both ways before we turn left, and we're just acknowledging, stopping, and, in 50 years we can go back on this technology.
So, like,
kick.
that is a very boomer thing, right? So I think a boomer would have said that in the 80s or 90s. They would have said, like, I can email people and check out books from the library on my computer. We shouldn't make it better because then people are going to start pirating the movies and looking at the pornography and, like, living on the computer. Let's stop now. And us here as people who then were born after that point are like, I can't even imagine a time before that. But now that I'm 30, we should stop here. And I imagine
no way.
20 years in the future, if you're talking to someone who's born today, you'd be like, I told everyone things suck now because of something was invented after 2025. And they'd be like, shut up, millennial. You just are scared of technology.
Yeah.
And the answer is yes, we are.
Yeah. Damn, I've never felt so called out. and so checked. Oh, no. No. I don't know, but yeah. But it has been a thing of, like, technology has exploded exponentially.
Yes.
From, 80s or so. And I guess it'll just keep exponentially going.
Which is quite spooky. And we'll get the AI overlord that comes and tells us who our match is.
Tells you who the girl or boy
or they
chicken
I don't know about that
whatever. I'm just keeping you on your toes, seeing if you're paying attention.
You know what else? You know what the algorithm is good for?
What?
It's good for suggesting videos on YouTube and podcasts. And you know what could help us in the algorithm is if you like this video and comment on it, assuming you're on YouTube.
Well, you can comment on the other platforms as well. I don't think there's a like.
I don't know how anything else works. As we established last time, I just do YouTube stuff.
You don't use Spotify or anything to listen to music?
No, I have YouTube. I use YouTube.
So when you want to listen to a Taylor Swift album, you just pull it up on YouTube?
Yeah. So YouTube Premium, which lets you watch YouTube without ads and with your phone off. Also, like, every singer's music is on YouTube. So you just pull up the album playlist and it just plays it on YouTube and you can have your phone off. And so it's all free and there's no ads and it's cheaper than Spotify. And
Well,
also you get
free.
there's no ads, and it's cheaper than Spotify, and you also get all the other benefits of YouTube Premium. Like, I genuinely don't understand why people use Spotify. First of all, I've always hated Spotify. But yeah, I don't get it.
Why have you always hated Spotify?
The ads and the layout.
But if you just pay for it, you don't have to worry about the ads, which you pay for.
I've never
YouTube,
paid for Spotify. Why would I pay like $10 a month for just music when I can ask my friend Foxy for it?
Foxy is YouTube?
Foxy is a character from Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, you have Chica, who's a chicken, Foxy, who's a pirate fox, and Bonnie, who's plays the guitar. And so my friend Foxy, if I heard a song I'd like, Foxy would obtain all their entire discography, like every CD they've ever made, and then I just listen to all their music that way.
Got it. Okay. Sure. I don't know, man. I just think it's neat, except now it's not, and well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens with dating coming up next. On the next episode of Slapendipity, Hobos of Happy Slappy Town, Eric gets a girlfriend.
Goodbye, everybody. I don't know why that was so funny to me. It was just like a fake laugh, because like, haha, and then I just made myself laugh.